What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be showing off a little bit of a Nintendo homebrew, and it's going to be a port of Doom, the original Doom for DOS and Windows, onto the N64, and I'm going to be showing that on some real hardware. And the flash card I'm going to be using, I'm not going to be using any sort of a modern one. I'm going to be using this one that I already own, and that is the V64 Junior, the 512 version, which is 512 megabits, or something like 256 megabytes. Now, the reason I'm using this card, apart from the fact that it's the only one I own, is I just like using the older hardware, like the original, I guess you could say original flash carts and everything that came out when the system was actually out. It operates a lot more closely to a genuine cart than, say, like an EverDrive 64 does. And, you know, I just already had one, and it's just fun to play around with this sort of stuff, especially the old legacy hardware like this. It even uses a parallel cable. And for a boot cart, I'm just going to be using Doom 64, because why not? And as you can see, it just runs down here into my media center, just running Windows 7. And the old software for this flash cart is insanely hard to get to work, but I managed to get it to work. And as you can see here, it's flashed, and the version of Doom I'm going to be using is Doom 1, and I'll put some links in the description to all this sort of stuff. You need to have your own Doom WAD files from the copies of Doom that you own or whatever, and yeah, and use this special software that this guy made to sort of build a N64 ROM out of the Windows files, which is nice, or the DOS files as well, Doom files, whatever you want to call it. And there's all the information about the cartridge, so I'm going to slap this into the N64 here, and we'll see how it goes. Be back in a sec. Alright, so here is the homebrew, and as you can see, it runs fairly smoothly on the Nintendo. The controls are also fairly smooth. It just uses the D-pad or the control stick to move around. You also have the L trigger, which is your left strafe, and the right trigger, which is your right strafe, obviously. C left and C right, switch between your weapons. C up is to toggle the auto map, so that little black and white map that pops up, or coloured black and white map. C down is the enter key, so use that in the menus and things. A is shoot, B is use things, so like open doors, flip switches and stuff. Pressing L and R together does two things. It can bring up the debug output, as you can see here. It also enables God mode and disables it. Pressing L and Z 5 times allows you to skip to the next level. And pressing R and Z increases the gamma correction, so I had to do this on my copy here because it's a bit dark. I think that was just because of the capture card I'm using at the moment. It makes things a little bit darker running on composite. And finally, start button is just your escape key, so use that to get back to your menus and things, open and close the menus, you know, whatever the escape key does. As you can see, the run option is turned on by default, and I can't really find an option to turn run off. It's pretty good for the most part, makes the game nice and fast paced, but there's certain situations where it makes things a bit difficult. You can't, say if you're near an edge of a cliff or something, you'll like walk straight off or whatever. Another thing is the audio probably isn't the best, but I think that's more just a limitation of the console itself. But other than these two problems, I can't really see anything else wrong with this port. It works perfectly. I'm only running this over composite, so that's probably why the video is a little bit blurry. So if you're watching this, probably better not to watch it in full screen. I've tried to clean up the video as much as I could, but yeah, there's not much you can do with composite, and for some reason composite on my Nintendo 64 looks like crap. So yeah. Other than that, it's actually really fun to play. Other than those two little minor issues that I have with it, yeah, it's awesome. So if you want to check this out, I'll leave a link in the description on where you can download it. You're going to have to compile the ROM image yourself due to copyright things and stuff. So this supports Doom. It also supports the shareware version of Doom, Doom 2, Ultimate Doom, TNT, and a few other little ones as well. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye! Hi guys, thanks for watching my video. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, it really helps me out. Also, you can find me on Twitter and on my website. I'll put the links in the description. Thanks again, and I'll see you in my next video.